it was my first meeting with him, but it was after the elections in the Palestinian Authority, so for the first time the discussion was about the legitimacy of Hamas. And it was quite interesting because he represented a party which is basically an Islamist party. And Hamas represent, I don't want to say the same ideology, but basically the same vision or the same basics in terms of Islamist group. And for him, it was not acceptable that what I was trying to do is to delegitimize Hamas. And because by delegitimizing Hamas, what he thought was always also, in a way, delegitimizing the party. And it took him some years to get legitimacy to this party, because before that they couldn't run for office. And the only way to get him on board and to have Erdogan supporting the quartet, if you recall the quartet requirements for Hamas to accept the right of Israel to exist, to renounce violence and terrorism, and to accept former agreements between Israel and the Palestinians. The only way for him to accept this was by having an understanding that we have two different camps in the region. And as Turkey as a state, who has relations, well, NATO member, or relations with the United States, and these were the days in which they tried also to be part of the EU before being in a way rejected. And the understanding was that if you want to be part of this free world, if you want to be part of this camp, you need to delegitimize Hamas. I was talking about Egypt, talking about Mubarak's Egypt, and now we have Morsi. We have leaders that are now weaker because of the changes. The streets now has more power, and we can face more extremism emerging in different parts of the region. The role of the international community is crucially important. It's not only about Israel and Turkey. And I believe that especially new leaders need to understand that they are expected to choose a side, to choose whether they are part of this camp or the other. I know that for many years Erdogan tried in a way to sit on the fence and to work with everybody. And Morsi is now looking for his path in the region. And the role of the international community, especially the United States, and we are not going to have the same president but new administration, is to send this message to the region. That there are things that are not accepted, like the situation in Syria, that the world would not accept a leader which is basically murdering and killing his own people, that every leader and country in the region need to decide whether they are part of the camp of terror, extremism, or part of the camp of pragmatics and moderation in the region. And if some state or leader is choosing another path, there is a price to it.